you know, I've been able to say, especially to Leah, who when she first transitioned, for instance, you know, she felt even when she was like, you know, 8, you know, almost an overcompensation for a little while of like, okay, I am gonna go glitter bomb and big, you know, I wanna wear makeup. I mean, she was 8, so I wasn't gonna let her wear makeup, but you know, I was able to have those conversations with her like, that's not what makes you you. You are beautiful in that you are like walking this earth and you are proud of who you are. You don't need lipstick. And I try to tell the girls now, like, you know, be careful of what you put on first, because once people get used to you with all the makeup, they're going to expect that every time. So like,
better to surprise them once in a while.
That's what I say.
It's easier to dress up.
Trust me. Yeah, like, it's way better to have people be like, "Oh, you look so great," than like, "Whoa, what happened?" You know, like so. It's so interesting.
We talked about hair as being, you know, such a big part of your identity. At any age, you know, and how it felt when I had my child and this was before Mace had told me that they were transgender, have them with their thick, long, beautiful, wavy red hair, have it be cut very short. I just sat there and it was hard to watch, and it was fear that they might get picked on when they go back to school by the other kids, fear that they're going to regret cutting their hair so short like a boy, and also envy that they had this beautiful like a mermaid hair, and then it was just gone. And I when it was over, it looked great, and Mace loved it. I was so happy with it, and it was all in me. And then I thought, gosh, you know, they're so brave to do that. But it's amazing how much you get caught up in hair.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's a huge part.
So
of
when
the
Leah
transition.
grew her hair, that was probably a big deal.
It was. I mean, that's the hardest part when you're trans female. I think, you know, you can't grow your hair out fast enough.
Yeah.
You know, and you hear about, especially with a lot of kids that like play with the towels or, you know, wear wigs and things like that. And, you know, Leah didn't do that as much. She's always had she's found her cut, and it's sort of in between. And I'm always like, maybe you should grow it out. But she's like, nope, this is who I am. And she has the one side shade. You know, so she's still so, it humbles me to see how certain she is of who she is. I've learned so much from her in that way.
So with hair, y'all are talking about the hair. I find that kind of funny is because being trans feminine, I attempted to grow my hair out when I was younger, and my parents threatened to sneak in at night and cut my hair off. So thank goodness I was raised in the 70s when the mop look was kind of acceptable, so I could at least get the mop look, and then when nobody was looking, I could sneak in and style it for a second, and then I would have to mess it up again and become my authentic self. My parents would actively work to not allow me to be my authentic self out of fear. Did at any point you tell your kids, no? You might think this is your authentic self, but I am putting the brakes on this right now. No. Because that happened with me, and what I ended up doing was, it didn't stop it. It didn't, I mean, you can't stop being your authentic self. You can hide your authentic self. But so what happened was, I learned very early was, I better keep this a secret. So I kept it a secret from my parents. I kept it a secret from everyone. That one simple fact of them saying, what will the neighbors think? What will God think? Those things like that, they used. And I think it was, they say it was out of fear for me.
To protect you.
To protect me. It was to protect them.
Absolutely.
So did you all ever think of, I need to stop my kids from doing this before it gets too crazy? Or did you just hope, oh, please let this be a phase? Or did you just think, this is my kid and I want to ride this train with them and let them be the engineer, which is what has to be the right answer, but also the most difficult choice to make, I would think.
Yeah, I know that I have like one instance where it was like the aha moment, and we were at home and going to a family holiday party, and you know, we were at that point where Leah, the train was on the track and it was moving quickly, and all of a sudden I found myself going like, can we stop? You know, like, can we stop? Can you just conform for like 5 minutes, please? So we can like just get through this one big social party where it's gonna be really uncomfortable for me. You know, like it was one of those moments where I was like, this is so not about me. Like, what am I doing? You know, like I need to stop this, because when I confronted Leah, and you know, I remember, you know, she's jumping on the bed and I'm like, what are we wearing to this party? And you know, she had this dress picked out and I really didn't want to wear I didn't want her to wear the dress. It was one of those moments. And you know, I said, but Leah, what if they laugh at you? You know, there's a lot of boys, and what if they say things that aren't nice to you? And Leah jumping up on the bed like, well, I don't care, Mom. It's more important for me to wear. I mean, like, she was just telling me, like, this is why. That's the thing that I think, whether it was just because she was so young, and I say, like, she had that innocence, there was strength there that, you know, we lose as we age, and you know, those, it's like we're more open as children and we close up, and I wish we wouldn't do that. I mean, I've seen that, you know, in this journey, how closed we get, because we become more fearful and more, we have to adapt and conform so that we can move ahead. And I want to break that for everybody.